I've sold over $4 million on Amazon in the past 2 years, and today we're gonna go right downstairs. We're gonna find some profitable items to sell on Amazon together. I'll show you all the data, show you everything you need to know, and of course, we'll break down how to get approved to sell these big name brands and how to make the sales as fast as possible. So if you have at least $1,000 and you're ready to start a side hustle that actually works, watch this whole video. I'll give you everything you need to know. Let's go downstairs and try to find some products though. So we're walking to Ross today because it's an example of a store that you probably even have a Ross nearby you or something super similar. Let's start by looking at big name brand products that people already trust, and we're going to start scanning the products to see what we can sell for more on Amazon. So when we're actually in the stores, I'm going to be using the SellerAmp app. You guys are going to see all the data I'm looking at. And basically, I'm looking for items like this, big name brand brands like Pokemon. This is actually my favorite Pokemon too. So this is going to be hard. If this is profitable, it's going to be hard for me to not keep it for the personal here. But all I'm doing is I scan these big name brand products with the SellerAmp app. And in this case, I can actually see they're selling for 40 bucks at Ross. And you guys will see all the stats over here on Amazon. The price right now is $112. So this actually sells over 400 times a month. When I plug in the cost into my SellerAmp calculator here, I can see that it actually makes me $40 every time this sells as well. And so as I'm scanning these items, I'm making sure things sell. I'm making sure there's other third-party sellers that can also make money on these listings. So you guys are seeing that as I'm looking at the offers tab right now. You see how many other third-party sellers are on this listing. There's also evidence of other third-party sellers making sales here. So all we're looking for is name brand stuff that we can pick up here and sell for way more on Amazon. So far, there's 2 of these right here for $80 profit already. Let's see how many more products we can find. It seems like that $100 goal is going to be pretty easy for us today. Sweet. So I'm also seeing anytime I see these little reduced price stickers, that means it's been here for a while. And especially since this is like Star Wars brand, I want to check this out for sure. And yeah, so I see these are actually $3 on this sticker here. On Amazon, these are going for 14 bucks. You guys will see all the stats here. Paying $3, I'm actually going to make $4 profit. So I'm over doubling my money here. And the nice part is I also see another one of these on the shelf here. We'll turn $6 into $8 here. So add $8 more profit to the running total we got going. And another thing I want to explain to you guys on this item is something to be really on the lookout for. When I'm scrolling down on the charts feature of anything I want to sell on Amazon, if I can find something that is nice and consistent, so like this, I can see this item's been selling for 14 bucks basically for the last 3 months or so. That's always going to make it a better item in my mind. So not only is it just like looking for profit, also be sure you're looking for consistency in the profit. And as we're also diving into the details here, let's explain a little bit how fees work on Amazon as well. So if I look at the profit calculator on SellerAmp, you guys will see if I break down the total fees right here, these are all the different fees that we pay to Amazon. Mostly is just going to be the cost of Amazon finding a customer for us, and then FBA cost, where basically we're paying Amazon to ship it out, take it off the shelves, all that kind of things. And then with SellerAmp, I also include on here, you guys will see my inbound shipping. That's going to be about 60 cents a pound on average for me when I'm shipping products into Amazon. We'll cover how all that works here after we leave the store. And then I also include some miscellaneous fees as in my sales tax that I'm going to pay on this item. So all those are included for you guys wondering about. And then I also include some costs for the box and the poly bag, some other things that we'll need to actually get this shipped off to Amazon. So that's actually including all my fees there, just so you guys can see how that really works. And when it comes to figuring out what brands to actually source, I'm always looking for kind of things that I've seen before, especially when it comes to stuff like toys. Just makes sense. The stuff that you know about is probably going to be selling pretty well. So for example, I see there's Transformers on the shelf here. So I'm going to go ahead and scan one of these right here. There's also like tech decks and lots of other stuff I remember playing with as a kid. So when I scan this with the app here, I can actually see this is selling on Amazon for 57 bucks. At Ross today, they got it for 20 bucks. So not sure, this must be like a limited time type of item. I will definitely take it though, because they're selling it for 20. We're going to sell this for 56 bucks and we'll make $18.60 profit. Anytime you see something like this where the price is like really high, maybe like weirdly high, I like FBMing those items. So I'm going to take this home, list it on Amazon via FBM. I'll use Boxem to do that. And then when I list it via FBM, as soon as I list it, a customer can see it and start buying it. The only difference is I'm going to ship it direct to the customer when it sells. And I'll show you guys how all that works at the end of the video. But just want to give you some technical advice. If you see something that's like really expensive right now, jump on the opportunity as fast as possible. And something like this, we can double up our money. So we'll definitely grab that. Zooming through the toy aisle here, finding a couple more things. This is actually fiance behind the camera that found this one. So let's check this out. So this was selling for 35 bucks at Ross, and they actually have 5 of them. So this is a super cool find. Sells 100 times a month. You guys are going to see all the stats up there. Selling for 80 bucks on Amazon as well. So after all fees, all that good stuff, we're actually going to make about $25 in profit, which yeah, that is actually what we're going to make. I like literally was like making sure everything checked out there, and we can see all the fees. We're going to pay basically 21 bucks to Amazon, and the rest of that is going to be profit on this item. There's 5 of these on the shelf, so we can go ahead and add, yeah, 125 bucks to the running total. Let's just round down to 100 just to be super safe on this, but I'll take 100 bucks profit on this right here. And then over here next to this, there's also some like transformers. Like we were looking at transformers a second earlier. Let's see, just out of curiosity here, this one. So sometimes some of the products also won't show up on SellerAmp. That just means that this product probably isn't listed on Amazon. So if you see that, just keep scanning on to the next thing. I also was curious on these right here, these books of some kind here. And this one's actually interesting, right? So you guys will see the stats. It's selling 3 times a month, but with the profit the way it is, you guys let me know if you'd pick something up like this. So this is selling for $49 on Amazon. If it sells, we'd make $25 in profit. And when we look at the charts down here, it's actually a cool thing that you guys need to learn on the SellerAmp charts. You see how the sales rank line is dropping when the price is at $50? If that sales rank line gets closer to 1, meaning that an item actually sold and the price is at 50 bucks, that means somebody actually paid 50 bucks for this right here. So let me know if you'd pick this up. Only 3 sales a month, but could be a high risk, high reward play. All right, another good category to check is like school supplies, just boring everyday stuff, right? Because it's always gonna sell year round pretty much no matter what. And so I wanna scan this one with the app as well. And we're gonna see this is selling for 20 bucks on the Ross shelf today. On Amazon, the price is $38.08. It's a little bit lower than the 30% ROI that I usually like to look for. But in this case, since I can spend 20 bucks, make $5 profit, and it's a boring item that no one's really gonna be returning markers, so I'm not really worried about too much extra expense there. That's something I'll just go ahead and throw in the cart. It's not a home run product by any means, but the big thing, especially when you're getting started, is don't be too picky. Don't look for like the perfect product, when in the early days it's just about making those first couple sales, and anything that's profitable, anything that looks nice and consistent, go ahead and add to the cart. So I'd definitely go ahead and pick up one of these right here. I think there's only one on the shelf, but let's go ahead and keep hunting and see what else we can find. Coming at you straight from the B-roll. This was selling for 13 bucks on the Ross shelf, and on Amazon, this is actually 32 bucks. So let's plug in that right there. 13 bucks as our buy cost. We're gonna make $6.66 profit. And we do actually make some money on this. So let's go ahead and throw this in the cart too. Add 6 more bucks profit to the total. So these toys have been pretty good so far. Let's see what else we can find. And I'm specifically gonna look at like this anime style thing. Anything that's niche or has like cult followings tends to be pretty good as well. So let's scan the barcode here and see what's going on. So this actually sells on Amazon for 29 bucks. At Ross though, I think they want 17 bucks after it's all said and done. We'd only make $2.30 profit. There's also like 20 other sellers that we can see on this listing, so not really enough profit left for me, but we are close. So I want to check out more of those. So this one wasn't too good, but let's go ahead and see if any of these other ones are. And especially, I'm always interested when the sticker at Ross says it used to be worth like 23 and now it's selling for 10. When you see a big difference there, I just tend to find more profit. Makes sense, right? And this actually could be a great example. So hopefully we've got more of these on the shelf as well, because this is $10 at Ross. It's actually selling for $32 on Amazon right now. So this is gonna make me $12 profit on every sale. It's over 100% ROI. And let's see if there's any more of these on the shelf. Yeah, there's actually another one back there. And I think there's just one more back there on the shelf, but that's another 24 bucks in profit. So let's go ahead and toss these in the cart here. And when it comes to making money on Amazon, it's all about finding similar opportunities to stuff that you've already found profitable, right? So now that I know that these like anime collectibles of some kind that are $10 might be profitable, like the $17 one, not so much. The $10 one was, and I see another with $10 one here. So let's go ahead and dig in on this and check it out. So scan the barcode, and I actually see there's another one. There's 4 or 5 more back there as well. And this is actually good as well. So not quite as profitable. That last one was really good, but this one we can buy for 10. All our sales tax and all that kind of stuff still included, like we were talking about. This actually makes $3.60 profit per sale. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5 of those red tops back there. So that's another 15 bucks in profit. Let's go ahead and toss these in the cart too. All right, so I was looking for more toys, and I noticed we actually found another one of these Magna Cube things that were really good. So this was another 20 bucks in profit. And that's also like really how you're gonna be able to scale Amazon doing this in general, is look for the same products in the store, but also the same stores. They're probably gonna carry the same thing from store to store. So like I have a Ross a mile away from this one. So I go over, hit that one, check for this item, and I don't have to like scan anything. All the products we've scanned so far, there's probably gonna be the same exact products at similar stores. So keep that in mind. As you're scaling, everything that you're finding gets easier and easier to find too. So here in this example, another 20 bucks profit, and we'll probably be able to repeat that at other similar stores. And I also know the next question, a lot of you guys are wondering, if you've seen anything about selling on Amazon before, you're wondering, okay, how do I get approved to sell those big name brands though? So in a second, we're gonna go back to my office. We're gonna talk about how to get ungated. We're gonna send some of these products to Amazon so you can see how the whole process works. But I also wanna give you one more really key thing that a couple of you guys are gonna take and run with, and you're gonna make a lot of money off of it. And it's, don't be afraid to get out of your shell, right? We're here at Ross, we're here at retail stores. Talk to the managers, talk to people who work here and say, what day do you guys put out a lot of new stuff, right? That way you're not having to show up every single day, and you can have them say, oh, on Thursdays, we had a bunch of new stuff to the shelves, right? That information is gonna make you a lot of money. The same goes for talking to other Amazon sellers. My Amazon business, I got to $20,000 to $25,000 $2,000 a month on my own. Got stuck there for a while, and as soon as I started, posting some stuff on social media just about what I was up to, here I spent some money today, or I picked up some textbooks today, right? That brought other Amazon sellers to me. They said, hey, you got good vibes, hop on a Zoom call and source some products together. You want to talk shop, right? And then 6 months later, my Amazon business did $160,000 in revenue during the holiday rush. And so I really want you guys to stress how important it is to not be in your bubble. Talk to people about what you do, both retail store managers. You never know who's going to be a distributor later down the line you can buy a bunch of stuff from, and other Amazon sellers. It's going to be a massive growth opportunity for you. But now that we've got a full cart, let's go ahead and check out, and we'll go ahead and send some of these products off to Amazon so you can see how the rest of it works. All right, now that we're back at the office with our bag of profit here, let's go ahead and talk about how we can actually get this all boxed up, shipped off to Amazon, and get approved to sell these big name brands. There's two major ways to make sales to your customers on Amazon. The first being Amazon FBA. That's what I'm going to be diving into you guys with today. That's my personal preference for most of the year, where we basically just box all of it up at once. We ship it all off to Amazon, and then when it arrives at Amazon, they make the sales for us, ship it off to customers, all that good stuff. The other way you can do it is called FBM, or fulfilled by merchant. That's where we would take it home, list it on Amazon, and then as soon as a customer wants to buy it, they could literally buy it today. We ship it out to the customers automatically instead of letting Amazon do it. So the obvious downside to doing FBM is that it's not quite as scalable since you yourself has to package everything. But if you're just getting the ball rolling and you want to see that this actually works right away, doing FBM is a fantastic idea, and we'll talk about both. But the more important step before that is making sure we're actually approved to sell these big name brands, right? And if you've looked into Amazon before, I'm sure you've seen that this is maybe too complicated or something like that. Let me go ahead and quickly break it down for you though. So for example, this mega Pokemon Gyarados that we're about to list here, this thing that we found in the store today, when I go ahead and type that into Amazon Seller Central, you see how it says sell this product, new condition? That means that I can sell this product right now. I'm already ungated, and in my case, I didn't even have to submit, so my account was already automatically approved to sell this brand. But your account's also going to be automatically approved to sell a good amount of brands. If you are automatically approved, what you're going to end up doing is searching for these Ban Presto toys here. This was like some of those anime toys we were looking at. When you do it, if you go ahead in here and press new, and then it gives you a little loading screen and then immediately says sell this product, that means you're able to get auto ungated, no invoices needed, nothing like that, to actually get approved to sell these products. If you compare that to a brand that actually requires an invoice, so like Maybelline, there was actually a beauty section at Ross today, just had more success in but if you go and try to list one of those products and it says apply to sell, that means we just have to walk through this process where we say request approval, and then we need to go ahead and submit an invoice to Amazon with at least 10 of those units, and we need to buy it from a legit retailer, legit distributor, that kind of thing. And now the downside with doing retail arbitrage is that your documentation isn't quite going to work super well for getting ungated in new brands. So if you're trying to get ungated in a brand, the easiest way to do it is just by going to like Target.com or any major retailer. And in this case, if we want to sell Maybelline products, I just go ahead and type in Maybelline here. I'd probably also filter by like what the cheapest are. A lot of times we can do that as well. So we can go like price, yeah, show me the cheapest Maybelline stuff, apply, see results. And then we can see there's 3 different items here that we could buy that are actually Maybelline branded. We could buy them for at least seems like $4 each right there on this listing. And then we could take that invoice after we know that we're going to ship that to our house. It's going to have our personal information on it. So it looks a little bit more legit for Amazon's documentation reviews, just to make sure you have all that taken care of right there. You can use retail arbitrage receipts for inauthentic complaints, IP complaints, all those kind of things later down the line. Amazon will accept that as a legitimate chain of supply. I've used it a bunch of times. A bunch of my friends have used it a bunch of times. You might hear other advice out there, but I've used it a lot. One thing you might want to do if you want to be super safe with your documentation is just take a picture of the receipt next to all the products that you just bought, so that in case you ever have to prove to Amazon that, hey, these actually are something I bought, you got your receipt, you got all the pictures of the item, and they can see that it's legit right at a glance. And so now you know how to get ungated to sell these brands. You can also get auto approved in a lot of things, but if you do end up getting denied or anything like that on these submissions, just keep submitting. It's normal to get denied a couple times before you actually are able to get approved. Sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating, but that's just the nature of the game. And once you're through, you're grateful because it limits the total number of competition that you're actually having to deal with as well. So now that you know how to get ungated, let's also talk about how to actually get these products shipped off to Amazon. And this is also the software that I use to actually track what my business is making in profit. So you can see this is Boxem. This is the last paid tool that you'll need to start selling on Amazon. And this is my actual Amazon dashboard here. But let's go ahead and use Boxem to create a shipment. And the way that you create shipments, this is actually relatively new, and it's a lot easier to use for new Amazon sellers as well. So let's go ahead and walk through the process, and I'll show you how we can get these products listed on Amazon Amazon and sold as fast as possible, right? So let's go ahead and list this Mega Gyarados toy that we found. To do that, you're just going to go over to the left side, go to list FBA. That's going to take you to this screen right here. You can search by title, by UPC, by ASIN, whatever's easiest for you to find that product. What might make sense for you is to make a SellerAmp Google Sheet, where on the Seller app, you can just click the name. It'll send all the information to a Google Sheet, and then it makes it really easy to paste it into Boxum as you're actually going out and creating this shipment. But let's go ahead and press new SKU right here. This is going to start creating this listing for us. And then I also want to go ahead and usually I'll set my price above what the actual price is on Amazon right now. So let's go ahead and also punch in our buy cost. So $39.99. Let's mark our supplier down as Ross so that we can start having a lot of that tracked as we start sending products in. And then I'm also going to mark that we purchased this today, right? And so this is going to create a custom SKU for us. So now at a glance, I can see where I bought it, what I paid for it, what day I'm sending it in, all that good stuff, right? So let's go ahead and add this listing. And then you just go ahead and repeat that for as many new products as you want to list on Amazon. For the sake of the video, so I can record it all here in one place, I've already done this, but you'll just go ahead and press submit FBA listings. And then that'll take you on to the second part of the process where you'll just go ahead and press create shipment. And then that's going to take you to a screen that looks like this right here, right? So right here, we're going to go through a couple simple things to actually create this shipment. It is important to make sure that you've created the listing before you actually go ahead and create the shipment. So that is step one. Step two is to create the shipment. And then we go in and name the shipment here, name it whatever you want. In my case, I'm going to be doing FBA. We talked about FBA versus FBM a little bit. I like doing FBA, and we're going to make an FBA shipment together. Punch in your address right here, mark it as small parcel delivery. Unless you're doing a big pallet, that would be the alternative where it's an LTL shipment. And in this case, I'm assuming you're probably just shipping in a couple boxes if you're watching this video. This right here is a big reason why it's important to use Box. Not only is Box, I'm going to save you a lot of time, saves me a ton of hours in actually the back end of my Amazon business, all the boring stuff so I can go out and find more products. But using 2D barcodes right here, these are going to automatically be added to our box labels that we're going to create through this process. And on those boxes that we ship to Amazon, as long as we're using Boxum to create those, it takes no extra work. And when it gets to Amazon, it makes it a little bit easier for the warehouse workers to scan those products into Amazon. And for me, that's led to making sales on my store a couple days faster on average. So that's really big if cash flow is important for your business, which it really should be since Amazon is a very cash flow based business, right? Another couple things that you might want to take advantage of is automatically setting the price well above what it's at right now. You can lower that price down whenever it actually checks in. You can also auto print the labels that we're going to put on each item. I'm going to show you how that works manually, but I really like using this when I'm making a shipment for my store as well. And then we're also going to go ahead and store as much data as we possibly can here. So I want to store buy cost, supplier, date purchased, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and create a shipment here. And I'm not able to buy and ship in every single product that we found today just because it reveals a little bit too much personal information. But I did go ahead and buy some of these products so you guys can see how the whole process works. And then you might end up seeing one of the toys back here on the shelf later on. So come back if you want to see that little Easter egg. But let's go ahead and start listing some of these products that we found in the store today. So we'll start with the Mega Gyarados that we added here. I'm going to go ahead and mark all the information down that we have. I'm going to ship in one of these that I went ahead and bought. We're also going to go ahead and mark down Ross as our supplier right there. I'm going to mark that we purchased it today. And then down here on the product details, we would add an expiration date if it has one. Don't really think there's an expiration date on some toys here. The prep category in this case is going to be no prep needed. If you have any special kinds of products, you might need to just mark that on here so that Amazon knows what you're sending. If it's sharp, if it's a set, that kind of thing. In this case, it's nothing fancy. Most of your products will be this unless it is like a liquid or a bundle of something. And then I'm also going to say that we are the prep owner and the label owner. All that means is that, hey, we're going to be the ones doing the prepping, and we're also going to be the ones doing the labeling of the item. You can pay Amazon to do these for you, but if you're using Boxum, there's no real reason. It's already really simple when you're using Boxum. So let's go ahead and add this to our shipment here, and then give me 1 second, and I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of those other items that we found in store today to this shipment so you can see how it works when you have multiple items. I added a few more products into this shipment, and now let's go ahead and press the continue button. You can add as many or as few products as you want in this step of the process, but I'm going to go ahead and submit these right here. So in step 2, we're going to take our items and we're going to prep and box them. And this is also the step where we're going to go ahead and create custom labels where we're going to sticker the items so that when we actually make sales at Amazon, they know to scan our custom barcode, and then we get credited with the sale basically. So let's go ahead and start assigning this. You'll also notice that you can see what specific prep instructions are needed are going to be labeled here on Boxum. So in this case, all of these, they just need a simple FN SKU label. And what an FN SKU barcode is just a little sticker that looks like this. We can go ahead and print it out right here. It's going to give you a quick little preview of what you're actually printing. So let's go ahead and print those out. And then we can also see that when it prints down here on my laser printer, you can see I get a nice barcode here. And then as we're actually prepping these items, what we need to do is take this barcode label that we just printed for the Pokemon set. And when you're shipping those items into Amazon, you just need to make sure that you cover the original UPC barcode on that item. I'm going to try to do this in the mirror. It's a little bit tricky, but you just take the SKU label right here, and then we go ahead and put it over the barcode just like that way. When Amazon gets this package, they're not accidentally scanning the UPC, and they know that this is your specific item. And then once you have that item FNSKU labeled, go ahead and pick it up, and with some movie magic, I've been replaced by a box in my chair. Go ahead and put it down in the box that you're actually shipping off to Amazon, and then we'll go ahead and repeat that exact same thing for as many other items as we have. So once again, here on this next item, print FNSKU, print label. That's going to print out on your label printer. You can either use your standard printer you already have at home, and you'll use 30 up labels, or you'll get a roll of labels that just looks like this right there. They're 2x1 standard size labels, and I use a Rollo printer to print those out as well. The alternative, if you want to save some time, when we first created that shipment, if you turned on the setting where it automatically prints the box labels when you assign it to a box, what that's going to do is just save you some clicks. So what we'll just do is we'll create a box right there. We'll go ahead and assign this one unit to box 1. We'll go ahead and save that. And now Amazon knows that this Pokemon set we've put in box 1, and we can continue on. And if you had that setting enabled, doing all that is going to automate all that clicking. So it'll just automatically print out that FNSKU label for you. So let's just go ahead and assign all of this to box 1 here. And so at this point in the process, you have all of the items that you want to ship in all put inside of a box. Don't fill the boxes over 50 pounds. And then also you'll need a tape measure or something like that, obviously. Go ahead and set the dimensions and weight of that box. In my case, I'm just using a box I bought from Walmart, which is 24 by 16 by 19. And then you also go ahead and put it on a scale to figure out what it actually weighs. Once you have all your products labeled and boxed up, step 2 is complete. We'll go ahead and press continue right here, and this is going to submit this information to Amazon. Once you get to step 3, you're going to see a really cool box them feature where you're able to see 3 different options for how you're able to ship the items out and how much it's actually going to cost. So in my case, it was all able to go down into one box, but when you're shipping bigger and bigger shipments, Amazon sometimes is going to want to split up which warehouses those items go to. So you can either pay higher placement fees, which you can see all broken down on the box and view right here, where in this case, I can pay higher placement fees to go to a warehouse that's closer to me, or I can pay lower placement fees, and this would typically just split it across the country a little bit more evenly. But in my case, this is significantly cheaper, so I want to choose the option that's significantly cheaper, and I'm still only making one different shipment. Whenever you're making shipments, it's going to be more than a couple items, so it's going to be really valuable for you to be able to compare different costs and see which option's best for you using Boxem. In my case, I'm going to take the obvious choice of paying $13 for this product here, and we're going to go ahead and continue on. So in my case, I ended up paying about $12 all in for a 15-pound shipment that went to the warehouse closest to the address that I was using. Typically, I pay anywhere from 60 to 80 cents per pound on average in my FBA shipments if you want to include that in your costs as you're sourcing. And now that we've got all of this confirmed, our final step is to just go ahead and print out our UPS and FBA box labels. And these are going to automatically print on your printer if you have it hooked up. And then this is what the labels are going to look like. This is your FBA box label. This is going to go on the outside of the box, as is the UPS box label. These are both just going to go on the outside of the box. I like putting them on the side of the box. And then this is the 2D barcode that we were talking about as well. Boxem automatically put this on our FBA box label for us. And once this shows up at Amazon, it's going to work its magic and help you make sales a couple days faster. Then once you've got a labeled box, schedule a pickup on the UPS website or go drop it off at UPS and wait for those items to start selling. So now you have the entire step-by-step game plan for making your first $1,000 on Amazon. If you don't already have them, make sure you get 2-week free trials of SellerAmp and Boxem down below. Those are the tools that we're actually using today to make money on Amazon. Also, let me know down below if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. Always happy to chat with you guys down there. And if you want to help me out for completely free for adding some value to your business today, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate that. Help me hit my goal of 100,000 subscribers. But I really appreciate you watching this video, and the YouTube algorithm thinks you need to watch this video next to keep making money online.